Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome to episode 174 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. Good week, I think, this week.
Yes, yeah, I would say so. We've certainly had worse weeks.
We have.
This season. We've had worse weeks. So yeah, I think you've just got to take, when the good weeks come along and you've taken 4 points out of a possible 6, that is a good week, and if you can do that every week, then you're comfortable. I'm not delusional enough to think that we will do that every week, but you've just got to take the positives. And yeah, you're right. It's been a good week, I would say, this week. What's coming up on this week's show, anyway?
I'll let you talk about it.
Oh, all right then, okay. So we got a little bit of correspondence to get through. We've got some club news that we're going to talk to you about. Our trip down to Portsmouth, welcoming Charlton to the Racecourse on Saturday. And obviously we've got no games coming up next week because we've got another international break. So we'll touch on that a little bit. We got the quiz. I thought, because genuinely, we've had so many messages, be it direct messages, emails, comments on the video, whatever it might have been, saying good luck to you for Wednesday when you went for all of your pre-op. So maybe let everyone know how it went. What was it like?
It was a long day.
Yeah.
I had an X-ray, I had my blood taken, I had my blood sugars done, I had all the the usual pre-op stuff. I spoke to the registrar, who will obviously be in there, I'm assuming, and I spoke to my consultant as well, and answered any questions or anything like that. So yeah, it was all right. It's just a matter of waiting now. Yeah,
I think we've found out your pre-op lasts 6 weeks, doesn't it?
So that would take us up to the 17th of December.
Yeah, a couple of days before the Swansea game. So I think we're sort of we've already booked a hotel for Swansea. Haven't paid for it. Well, it's one of them where you book it and then you can cancel it up to 48 hours before you go, which we always do because you're never guaranteed tickets.
No.
We've been so lucky. I don't know if it's lucky or what, but we've pretty much got every game that we've wanted to go to. So, but it's sod's law that the time that you book and pay for a hotel up front, that is the time that you're not going to get tickets. I think we've pretty much put Swansea in the bin, haven't we? Mentally, we've gone, I don't think we're going to that one. Even if you were to have your operation in the next 2 weeks, I'm not sure the recovery will be enough for travelling that far. So I think probably sensibly our next away day is probably going to be QPR, which is the end of Jan. But it's, like you say, it's just sit around and wait now. And it's, I'm excited for you. I'm not sure you're excited, but I think
I found out that I'm going to have a spinal block, which means I will be awake during the whole thing, which scares me. The operation doesn't scare me, just the fact that...
Yeah, that you're awake for it, and they're like hammering away or whatever it is.
Drilling, because he explained to me what he's going to be doing, and I held the thing that's going to be put inside. It's so bizarre. So heavy. So heavy.
Interesting turn of phrase, but yes, go on.
Yeah, that's just your dirty mind going to the gutter.
I know. Sorry.
So it is a case of just waiting. The spinal block. It's just like I didn't even have an epidural before when I was pregnant, when I was in labour with Alfie.
No, you didn't. Look.
So I don't know what is. So if anybody's had an epidural, please do not tell me what it's like. I would rather just...
Do not message in.
Yeah, don't... I mean, Nigel, who I work with, has already said the needle's huge.
I know that. I know that.
I know that from watching One Born Every Minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a bit scared about that, but I'm looking forward to actually being able to walk places and not be in pain.
Yeah, I think you're going to know as soon as Siân has had it when an episode comes out and it's just me sat here, maybe.
Or we could have, I was thinking about this while I was having a shower this morning.
Okay.
We could have like a guest. Guest host.
Possibly. Yeah, that's something that's crossed my mind as well.
Yeah,
but
maybe my brother.
We'll wait and see.
I wasn't thinking of my brother while I was in the shower. That just came to me now.
Yeah, but look, we'll wait and see. We'll see how it works. And
it might be okay. It might be all right to sit here.
You might be. And I think that the ideal scenario is you sort of have it and, you know, you have a couple of days recovery and then maybe we change the filming location, which we do from time to time to suit us. So, and
me lying on the sofa.
Yeah, just like... Yeah,
sedated.
Yeah, but we'll wait and see. We'll see how we go. Look, we've a few messages to get through this week. Matt and Jen Lassiter got in touch, said love the pre and post game. So for anybody who doesn't know, we do a pre-game sort of like preview of the game, usually live from outside the ground wherever we are, definitely for all the home games and the away ones if we're there. We do a post game, so straight after the final whistle, walking back to the car or whatever that might be, you know, you're free to comment and we read as many of them out as we can. And they're great, so if you want to jump on any of them. Strange,
weird
messages. We do get some strange people on there, but we try and navigate that.
Unless Shani is doing the reading out and I accidentally read it out.
Yeah, that happens. Sorry, Matt and Jen Laster. Love the pre and post game. Y'all are awesome. Such a great week for Wrexham. Always cheering from Texas. Good. I like people. I like hearing where people are from. Mm-hmm. I like that. And to think that we're just in this little studio in Wrexham and we've got people who tune in all around the world.
Somebody joined our live on Saturday from Malaysia.
From Malaysia? Yeah, Kuala Lumpur.
I don't know whether they were on holiday there or whether they're from there.
Yeah, I can't remember their name. I should have made a note of that. Yeah, sorry. James Anderson has been in touch. I don't know if that's the James Anderson. I'm going to guess not.
I have no idea who the James Anderson is.
He's a cricketer.
I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure. If it is you, Jimmy, hello.
Jimmy.
Suggestion. Name should be Wife, Me and Wrexham AFC. Rolls better. Cheers. I'll let you answer that one. What do you think?
Well, I came up with the name Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. So, no. It's we like our name and it basically, when we first started this, it was basically what it was. It was you.
Yeah.
The wife.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it's not a derogatory.
I think people think that because I do most of the talking, that I came up with the name.
Submissive wife.
And I came up with the people assume I came up with the name, and it was, you know, and sometimes they sort of feel it's a little bit derogatory, but I didn't come up with the name. It's not my name. It's Siân. It was all Siân. She came up with it. So sorry, Jimmy.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Sorry, Jimmy, it's a no.
Yeah. Erin and Mochi.
Mochi. It's her dog.
Oh,
What kind
of dog is it?
I don't know. Let us know,
let us
Erin.
know.
We've had a comment from her before, and we struggled to pronounce it, and she commented back.
Oh yes.
To say it was Mochi.
Mochi.
Oh.
Yes. Question: can you teach us some useful football chants in Welsh or common phrases?
I mean,
no, I can't.
No, Siân can't. So strange one. So there aren't any Welsh language chants, Wrexham chants. So the best one that I could probably teach you, there's a song called Yma O Hyd, which as a Welsh person, means a lot to us because it's sung by somebody called Dafydd Iwan, and
I love it when he talks like in his little Welsh accent.
And it's
Dafydd Iwan.
it's a really important song to us. It's sung before all of the home games in Wrexham, so maybe I could teach you. It's the chorus is quite repetitive, so if I teach you a little bit, maybe if I teach Siân now, and then we can. Your smile just disappeared like that when I said that.
Yeah.
But if I can teach you now, and then people listening or watching can take that on board as well. So the chorus is gweitha pawb a phopeth rini Yma O Hyd.
Nah.
Okay, well, we'll do it bit by bit. Don't worry. Gweitha.
Gweitha.
Pawb a phopeth.
Pawb a phopeth.
Rini
Yma
O Hyd.
O Hyd.
So put it all together. We'll do it together. Gweitha
pawb a phopeth.
Rini Yma O Hyd. There we go. And there's a little bit of Welsh for you. So basically what that means, it's a very nationalist song. So the translation is despite everyone and everything, we are still here. And that is, so it strikes a chord with Welsh people. That, so there you go. There's a little bit of Welsh for you. Club news. Well, club news. So we had a tweet or whatever they're called. What are they called? Now it's called X.
Cross.
I don't know. So 3 of our fixtures have been selected for television broadcast coverage in the latest round of picks. Couple of them one's changed significantly, one a bit, and one hardly at all. So first one is Wrexham versus Leicester. That is Tuesday, the 20th of January, 2026. The kickoff was 7:45. As it's been selected for coverage on Sky Sports, that will now be 8 p.m. So it's just a 15-minute change, just so that it can be shown on Sky. On Saturday, the 31st of January, Sheffield Wednesday versus Wrexham. The kickoff for that one has been moved from 3 p.m. UK time to 12:30, so that'll be the early kickoff on that day.
Not too bad because Sheffield's not that far away.
A couple of hours, isn't it?
So
and
it's not like...
no, it's not horrendous. I think mainly that affects people in the States because that'll be an early one for them to get up. I'm not sure how that affects Australia. I always struggle with. I think that's going to be.
I don't know. Are they 12 hours ahead or behind?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure it's 12 hours ahead because
yeah.
they're all.
No, they're definitely ahead, but I just don't know the hours. And they've got different time zones in Australia as well.
Why can't we just all have the same time zone?
Oh, because it's.
I know that's not how time works.
And that's the sun setting.
Yes, I know.
Stuff. Yeah,
I know that.
Okay,
but I'm just saying, I wish we could.
But if you know that, that's literally the answer to your question. Why we can't?
Why can't the sun just set everywhere at the same time? Yeah, I know.
Is the Earth not flat? Let's not get into whether the Earth's flat or not. We'll get everyone coming.
We will get.
It's not flat. I don't think it's flat. Before anyone thinks that. Last one. Bristol City versus Wrexham. So this is the biggest change. It was originally Saturday, the 14th of February. It is now moved a day earlier to Friday, the 13th of February. That will be an 8 p.m. kickoff, also on Sky. That sort of put a sort of spanner in the works of our plans. We'd planned to go to Bristol City, but that will now involve holidays from work. So I'm not sure. We'll see how we go. Hopefully we can do that one. We'll have to wait and see.
It's Friday the 13th though.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll just let me just read this out. We'll come back to that in a second. So supporters should note that all 3 fixtures broadcast on Sky Sports will be unavailable for stream on iFollow. in the UK and around the world. So
I didn't think iFollow was available for us here.
yeah, no, I think that maybe that means the audio, because we can get the audio over here. So I know people around the world, when it is broadcast, you have other avenues to be able to watch the game. I think Paramount Plus is one. I think DAZN is perhaps another one. beIN Sports, I think, maybe do it in Australia, possibly. So yeah, you'll just have to make alternative arrangements other than iFollow to be able to watch that game. We'll come back to you talking then about Friday the 13th. Is that a genuine thing? Are you like superstitious when it comes to the football or not?
No, just generally superstitious.
I'm just going to do something. You've got something white in your head. I don't know what it was, so I've just taken it out for you. Just in case that was the full recording, and then you look back and you go, why did you not tell me I had something white in my hair?
It's probably off this top.
It probably is off that top.
Yeah, just generally...
You are generally superstitious.
Like, I don't like walking over 3 grids. Don't like walking under ladders. I hate people.
You salute magpies?
I salute magpies.
Is that a worldwide thing, by the way? Just let us know. Is saluting magpies? Do they have magpies everywhere else?
I don't know.
I don't know, actually.
I'm assuming so.
Might be a very British bird. I don't know.
No, I'm assuming they have birds.
I don't know. I am not. So I am not superstitious at all.
No.
At all. I did nothing. But when it comes to the football, I do find myself picking up these weird traits. So, like, we do the thing, I'm sure we talked about it before, where after a goal is scored, we won't sit down back in our seat until the kickoff's happened again.
Or the beginning of the game.
Beginning of the game, we don't sit down until kickoff. And after a goal, we don't sit down until the ball's been kicked off again. So that's a weird one. Don't know why I do that, but everyone's followed suit, and we all do that now.
We all do it, yeah.
I know there was one that I just a new one that I've picked up.
Pants. Is it pants?
No, it's not. I've ditched the pants because I just thought that was stupid. They're all stupid, just to clarify. But no, I've picked up a new one now, very, very new. So we went to the Coventry game, and I had been off work all day, and
had you?
Yeah, I was on our week off.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
And I was sort of. I was comfortable in the clothes that I was wearing, and I couldn't be bothered getting changed. So that meant that I didn't have a Wrexham shirt on, and we went to the game and we played really well. And now we got to Saturday, and I was like, I don't think I can wear a shirt.
None of us did.
So none of us wore a shirt to the game on Saturday. And we had other clothes on, obviously. I mean, a Wrexham shirt. But and then we won again. So that one's sort of stuck now, isn't it? Where I'm not going to be going to a game in a shirt for a while until we lose, anyway.
Yeah, and then
until we lose, and you go, that one's broken now.
Yeah, so we'll start wearing them again.
But yeah, weird one.
I think with the shirts, like when you're at the football in the winter, nobody sees them anyway, so
yeah, that's true.
So it's like,
yeah,
but then some people might have the superstition to wear the shirt. It's like, yeah,
there is that.
We'll see how long the superstition lasts for.
Well, when we're in the Premier League, we'll look back and you go, do you reckon that was me not wearing a shirt?
Yeah.
Look, let's talk about James McClean a little bit. Yeah, because obviously he gets a lot of press at this time of year. Negative press usually. Sometimes he gets negative press from people that you would assume were quite close to home, but negative press nonetheless. And a lot of people write stories about him at this time of year, very clickbait, because for anybody who's not aware, let's just tidy this up a little bit. So James McClean does not wear a poppy. So this is Remembrance Weekend, as it were, wasn't it?
Remembrance Sunday, yeah.
For all of the so Remembrance Weekend because the games were on Saturday.
Yeah.
So all of the teams before their games, they have a minute's silence. And and most clubs have a poppy, a special commemorative shirt that has a poppy on it. James McClean never wears a poppy, and he's made that decision based on, so he's from Derry, and there was I'm not going to go into all of the political troubles that they had in Ireland, but there was an incident in Derry a number of years ago between sort of locals in the area and the British Army, and you can view that however you want. I'm not going one way or the other on that, but he has taken the decision to not support the poppy appeal because elements of that support the British Army, and he doesn't feel it's right based on the community that he's from.
Which he's absolutely entitled to do.
That's completely up to him, but
it's a free will.
Because of that, 99% of players in this country wear a poppy on remember. So he's very singled out at this time of year for making that decision to not wear one. So you do get a lot more stories about James McClean at this time of year than you would normally do. But that being said, this is nothing to do with the poppy. This is to do with an incident that occurred before the Cardiff game. Now, we'd heard rumblings that something had happened prior to that, where there'd been an altercation between Jimmy and some Cardiff fans. He had a bit of an interview on Talk Sport, where he talked about this, and I'll read out what he said. He said, "What happened was I got out my car in the players' car park. Somehow there were 4 male Cardiff fans, also late 20s, early 30s. They recognised me, immediately started running their mouths off at me. I ignored the first jibe. The second I responded to, and I confronted them about it. Words were said. One of them, a tall chap with glasses, made a hostile move towards me. Like I've told you in previous interviews, I'm in my workplace and I feel I should never feel threatened in that workplace. So instead, I wasn't waiting for him to make the first swing, so I did. 4 men, 1 of me. That was it. Nothing further happened and the situation was dealt with. I hope that helps." So, yeah, I that story, it seems... Now, a cynical person would argue that because of the press James McClean normally gets on this particular weekend and round of games, it would suggest that a lot of news agencies and journalists possibly had this story in their back pocket for a couple of weeks, but decided to hold off on printing it until closer to this weekend to make it more clickbait and to get more click-throughs onto whatever newspaper or news agency.
It was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Having said that, he did only come out with this statement recently during an interview.
I think he was advised to, because I feel like even though the club advise their players of things, I feel like Jimmy is very...
I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah, to a certain degree.
Maybe.
So if maybe the club said, don't talk to anybody about it.
I don't know, but I tell you, yeah, but it's possible because you don't know, what's going to come of it. But I think there's a bigger concern for me there, and that is how, if you've got a players' car park which is supposed to be secure, how have supporters of a rival team ended up in that car park? That's a big question that I think you need to be asking, because that could have gone a lot worse, that situation.
Something could have happened to Jimmy.
It could have, or something worse could have happened to the fans, and then you're in a whole world of trouble there. And so, I think that's a bigger question that needs to be asked. But
where is the players' car park?
I don't know, to be honest. We're never... it's obviously on the other side of the ground to where we go in, so we're never over there on match day, so we never see it do a...
Because they used to park where we used to park, didn't they?
Yeah.
You used to see Ben Tozer's car in there all the time.
Yeah, you did. Because obviously during the week they park in the ground outside the club shop. They obviously can't do that on match days because obviously the amount of fans that are milling around in that area.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's down Crispin Lane somewhere, but where exactly I'm not 100% sure. One last bit of news. So Wrexham AFC can confirm a planning application has been made for further development of the club's youth academy site at Darland. The planning application is for the construction of drainage, engineering works, including associated buildings and landscaping. The groundwork will facilitate the refurbishment of the remaining pitches at Darland and includes the installation of irrigation tanks and pump housing. Look, I've put that in there. It's not exactly the most interesting or fascinating story, but I think for me, what it does is it shows that the club are
progressing.
Yeah, progressing, and they're putting a lot of work and effort into the academy now. Mm-hmm. It is all well and good spending £30 million in a transfer window on players who, if you listen to rival fans, are not worth the money, but that's by the by. But to be able to produce some players that are going to make it into the first team in the way that Max has, the amount of money that saves you on the other end is huge, because if you can nurture and develop a Nathan Broadhead, then it's not going to cost you £7.5 million to nurture and develop one player, but we've just paid that for him, and he is from this area. So if everything was in place, you could argue he could have been developed through our local academy. Yeah. Lots of players are, from around this area who are now playing at other clubs at a higher level. You've got Nico plays in the Premier League with Forest. You've got Harry Wilson, who's from the area and he's playing in the Premier League with Fulham. There's talent here, and they do go on to have very good careers. And we've got Premier League, we've had Premier League quality players, sort of come through in this area, but then move off to go to other clubs because maybe the academy wasn't set up properly or enough to be able to develop these players. So I think we're now in a situation where we don't lose any other players from this area to anybody else. No. That's got to be the aim. I think that has got to be the end game for the club. Is like, we're not going to lose players to Liverpool, and we're not going to lose them to Everton or wherever it might be. We're going to hold on to these and we're going to develop them, and that for me has got to be the end goal of this whole project. Yeah, I think.
And I think that probably is what it is.
Yeah. Hopefully. Anyway, let's talk about Portsmouth. So, starting 11, Okonkwo, Cleworth, Hyam, Scar, Kabore, Kakache, Matty James, Ben Sheaf, Lewis O'Brien, Windass and Moore. No huge shocks in the starting lineup. It is worth mentioning, we're not going to analyse this game too much. And the reason for that is, so I was working, so I did not watch the game. Siân had obviously been for a full day in the hospital. I think you took a couple of painkillers and promptly fell asleep, if I'm correct.
I did. I had my tea. My mum and dad were there, so at our house watching the game as well, and so I knew that Alfie would be safe. So I took 2 Cocodamol, and they basically knocked me out. So I was like in and out of consciousness. And, but it turns out nothing really happened anyway. So I was all right.
No, so we haven't got much of an analysis, unfortunately, aside from the fact that we've seen the highlights, and and that's that. So I think it was clear from sort of everything that we've gathered, the extended highlights, that Portsmouth have got one excellent player in Josh Murphy, and
let's buy him.
Josh Murphy freaks me out a little bit.
Why?
So it's strange because he is the twin brother of Jacob Murphy, who plays for Newcastle.
Oh.
So when you see him, you're sort of like, what? And it's just strange because they look so alike. So alike.
I wonder how much that must be. Like, obviously, Josh plays for a championship team.
Well, he was at Oxford prior to this. So prior to being at Portsmouth, he was at Oxford, and I think he scored. This is random football knowledge, but I think he scored in the playoff final when Oxford got promoted to the championship. And then he has since left Oxford and now plays for Portsmouth. But
what I'm saying is his brother plays for Newcastle, who is a Premier League team.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder, do you know what I mean? Like brother, sibling rivalry and all that.
I think, not just sibling rivalry, but
because you think twins, they'd be pretty much the same size.
Yeah, I know that. Do you know, weird? That's so weird that you said that, because I sort of think the same thing. It's like, but they're this. Surely they're in essence they're the same person.
Maybe they are, and I wonder.
He's just one player and he's playing for two clubs.
No. They're twins, but I wonder if like you see on like TV and like
swapping.
They've like some twins like sit their siblings exam because they're a bit cleverer than the other. Yeah. I wonder whether they've ever done that.
I doubt it. I can tell the difference.
Can you?
Yeah, I can tell the difference.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
so I'm assuming they're manageable.
It does freak me out.
Yeah.
Look, our first chance fell to Lewis O'Brien. A shot from the edge of the box. It was well saved, but I would say easily saved by their keeper. Moore had a header from the resulting corner, which is saved really well down to the keeper's left. And I think Sheaf had a shot that he drilled wide not long before half-time. 0-0 at half-time. And from bits that I'd seen and stuff like that, I was happy with that. Because I felt there was one thing that was really dangerous. After we'd put in such a good performance against Coventry, what I didn't want to happen was for us to throw away that momentum and good work by going and losing against Portsmouth and losing against Charlton, which, it's within the realms of possibility. But I think once you've started to build up a little bit of a head of steam, which, really culminated in that Coventry win, you don't want to go and throw all that away and bring the train grinding to a halt, I think. So I was happy with that. I think maybe we were slightly the better team in the first half, but I'm not sure anyone really deserved to be leading at half-time.
I'm saying no, I don't know.
Second half, it sort of felt like it was all Portsmouth. Arthur made some really good saves, specifically from Josh Murphy, about 8 minutes into the second half. Great save down to his right. Lewis O'Brien, though, did have a chance. So he went clean through. And he was one-on-one with the keeper. And he put it straight at the keeper. And it was a perfect chance to go into the lead. What do you make of the criticism that Lewis O'Brien is getting for his finishing at the moment? And he's getting criticism not just from just random fans, but he's getting it from sort of like maybe other podcasts and stuff like that, criticising him for his finishing, and people are sort of starting conversations of where would we be if Lewis could finish when he was one-on-one. What do you sort of make of it? Because he has missed a few.
He has, but so's Kiefer.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Lewis O'Brien is not our paid striker.
No, he's not. But the argument would be is if he is getting into them positions, because if it was Max Cleworth that was missing them chances, you sort of go, well, he is a defender, but Max wouldn't be getting into them positions because he's not expected to be
that far down.
getting through and getting into a position where he is one-on-one with the keeper. Lewis O'Brien is expected to be doing that. And not only is he expected to be doing that, he is doing that. He is getting into these positions where he is one-on-one with the keeper on a regular basis, but he just can't quite seem to finish. So do you think sometimes you just sort of go, look, last little bit of his game, he just needs to get that right and, everything will click into place? Or do you sort of feel sometimes everyone's entitled to their opinion, we do need to discuss this sort of thing?
Yeah, people are entitled to their own opinion. But it's wrong. I'm joking.
Well, what is your opinion?
My opinion is he's not a striker. So yes, he's getting into these positions, and he's expected to get into these positions. But I think he's expected more to create something for the strikers.
Yeah,
that's what they're there to do.
Yeah,
they're there to create and assist, maybe. So the fact that he's having some balls and
having some right, sorry, actually having some balls, yeah, sorry, no,
what did you think I meant?
I don't know what you meant. Go on.
Yeah, the fact that he's having some balls to try, it is, I think it shows a lot of his character, and I just think people are so quick to I don't know whether my opinions are because I'm a woman and I'm more like maternal and stuff like that. I don't know. But I just feel like people are so quick to jump down, jump at people, players of our team, when the result doesn't go our way. And I get it. I get why people get angry.
Yeah.
But it's like, my opinion is, and I'm probably going to get loads of blokes going, oh, you're a woman, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, yeah, maybe not. But in my opinion, Yma O, he's not paid to be a striker. He's paid to be midfield. Is that right? Yeah? He's made to create chances for our strikers, not to score goals.
Yeah.
So for me, I think Lewis O'Brien is what he does on the pitch for us. I think is just amazing, and I was shocked that he was not in the starting 11 on Saturday.
Yeah, I look right. There's a few key points here. He is, in my opinion, one of our best players this season. I think he's been absolutely fantastic.
Somebody so little.
I think he's superb. He's been great. Although I think this is one part of his game that he needs to get right.
Okay.
Because for me, he is getting into these positions, and for me, he needs to be finishing them. He at least needs to be finishing. Even if you only finish 30, 40, 50% of them, okay, that's fine. I think that is the point where your point maybe comes in, going, look, his bread and butter isn't scoring goals. His bread and butter is elsewhere. It's winning the ball back. It's creating, and that's fine. I'm on board with that. But I don't think you can shy away from the fact that this is a player that is getting into them positions. So you need a player who is getting into them positions to be ready to step up and put chances away when they're in front of him. Look, I'm not blaming him for anything, although it for me it's an area of his game that he has got to work on, because
he probably is. Because
I do not think that I don't think he's going to stop getting in these positions. So, we can't just shrug this off as, oh, well, he's not a striker, so it's okay. But it's already happened about 5 times this season, and in 15 games. So if it goes on in the same vein, it's going to happen another 10 times this season. And if he misses all of them as well, you're sort of going...
Might be the difference between 3 points.
It might be. And I think, for me, he's such a good player. And I think I sort of agree with Mia on the commentary. She said it's the one part of his game that he just needs to unlock because it's the one bit that's missing. And I think that's the same as me. I think he does everything so well. And I'm so impressed by him since he's come. But it is the one part of his game he just needs to improve on. Because, like you say, it could be very much be the difference between, between a point and no points, or 3 points or 1 point. So there are points to be unlocked there, and let's not forget, if that was Josh running through, that's in for me. I think, so...
Yeah, I'd say 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, so, so I think it's something that he definitely needs to work on.
Yeah, I guess.
If we're going to continue to play in the same way and he's going to get in them positions, then he's going to have to work on that for me. But there is an argument to say he was obviously at Notts Forest, and you look at him and so, the such fine margins, and then you sort of go, why isn't he still involved in at Notts Forest, and then maybe this is an element of why he's not still involved at a Premier League outfit. Maybe it is that one thing that's just missing from his game, possibly. And I'm not blaming him at all. It's just something that he needs to work on a little bit.
And I'm sure every time he's gone to score,
and
it's like you could tell the look on his face every single time. It is something that's really bothering him. It is,
but that's the other concern for me. It's like, I'm not saying this to jump on the be mean bandwagon.
No,
but I am. But what does concern me is if it doesn't improve. He doesn't need people telling him or saying all this stuff. He will be doing that to himself.
Yeah, of course.
Every time he misses something like that, because that was the one chance that could have been 3 points versus 1.
Yeah.
He is going to be beating himself up, and we don't really know his character. Is he able to be disappointed in the moment, shrug it off, and move on? Or is that something that sits with him? And as each one of these that happens sitting with him, and it's going to have a detrimental effect on his overall performance moving forward. Because
that is mental health as well.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm looking at it from a couple of different sides. It's not just because I think sometimes some of the comments I've seen are quite selfish in the sense of going, you've missed that, and the reason I'm disappointed is you have cost my team points or something like that. I'm thinking of it more in the sense of the longer game.
Yeah.
In the sense of, how disappointed are you in that moment? Because he seems sort of like devastated.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what I wouldn't want to happen is for that to, like I say, have a detrimental effect. I'm thinking more of him, which then has an impact on the team, and
which I think that's very important to do.
Yeah, maybe so. Look, Charlton, let's finish 0-0. Anyway, we'll finish 0-0. A point away from home is a point. Any points away from home, I think, are vital in this league. So you just got to move on from that one, and we've taken a point. Happy days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, totally agree. So the starting 11 for the Charlton game, there were a few changes.
Yeah,
a few. So we had a Okonkwo in goal, Cleworth, Hyam and Scar at the back three. We had Kabore and Longman. And then we had Sheaf, Dobson and Thomason in the middle. And then we had Broadhead and Moore. This was a shock for me because... you put any surprised with any of the lineup? It was a shock for me because Lewis O'Brien
not being in.
But
then this raises the question of how much did that miss on Wednesday affect him? Was that the reason that he wasn't in, or was it just a rotation?
Possibly, but Dobson was in, and I absolutely adore Dobson, and I think my mum's got a little soft spot for him as well, and. Yeah, so I was happy about that. But the Windass thing, I mean, Broadhead, we've paid quite a bit of money for him. So, you know, this is what I said to you, wasn't it, at the game? I said, I wonder why. I said, when we were last at home, we obviously played Coventry, and the Windass Moore partnership worked. You know, Kiefer Moore got a hat-trick, Windass three assists for that hat-trick. They just sort of worked really well together, so I was a bit confused as to why.
Yeah, well,
I suppose again,
you could argue it didn't really work against Portsmouth, though,
yeah.
couldn't you? So, you know, and there is a game in between what you're talking about and this
yeah,
one. So
I do feel like Parky is very reactive.
I just don't. I'm not 100% sure he knows. I think he's just trying to keep everyone happy. And I think it's a great situation to be in where you can rotate your squad and still have an amazing 11 on the pitch.
Yeah.
I
and
think,
on the bench as well.
Yeah, it's a great position to be in. And I think he's just trying to keep everyone happy.
Yeah.
I think the Nathan Broadhead thing is concerning me at the moment.
Yeah.
Because
he's very hit and miss, isn't he?
He was in the problem I see with him is he's not getting, you know, when he's come off the bench in the past and he's looked amazing. He's played 25, 30 minutes and probably been the best player in the game for us.
Scored winning goals for us. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I just worry that he seems like the sort of player who needs an arm round him at times, and I feel like he needs some consistency.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he's got it, and I'm not sure. It is a concern. I was a little bit I'm not sure, you know, before, but now it's a genuine concern for me that I'm not sure, based on the current model and the way that we are sort of like rotating players around, I worry that we are never going to see the best of Nathan Broadhead, ever, unless he gets a consistent run in the team with Josh sitting in the wings. I can't see that ever happening unless you switch to a box midfield where you're playing both of them. So I don't know. It is a genuine concern for me, and the reason it does concern me even more, it's not just for that player in particular. It's the negative impact an unhappy player can have on the rest of the team as well.
Yeah.
Because if he continues in this way and he is not happy, then how much is that going to affect people that he's close to in the team? And, you know, how much will that bleed into to other players sort of around him going, yeah, we are playing quite well, but Nathan's always sad because he's never playing or he's not. And I'm not saying this is the situation. He might be happy with being rotated round. He just doesn't seem like that sort of player to me. So
yeah.
I don't know. And it's something personally, it's just personally, I have a concern about long term. So we'll have to wait and see about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think all of it, Thomason being in, I think there was a few shocks for me. I think I wasn't expecting such a huge sort of rotation, but there we go. So we had the minute silence. I tell you one thing that shocked me, not shocked me, confused me maybe. So we sort of touched on it earlier. That Wrexham did not have a poppy on their shirt.
Neither did Charlton.
And I was like, is this some EFL-wide thing where we've gone, right, okay, because people had armbands with poppies on. So I was like, is this like a league, an EFL-wide thing, a league-wide thing where, you know, they're not having like a special kit that's got a poppy on? From what I've seen, every other team in the league had a poppy on their shirt. I watched Middlesbrough, Birmingham. They both had poppies on their shirt. Every game I saw, they had poppies. Apart from Wrexham and Charlton, which I found odd. And I haven't seen anything sort of mentioned as to why that was. If anybody knows, please get in touch, let us know, because I might see,
Weird.
this is Sunday morning. We might see something between this and when the podcast comes out as to why that was. But yeah, I felt that was strange. I don't know why that was. We got another free scarf though. United
This one
Airlines.
was a little bit different. It had back to back to back on the back of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was nice. Alfie gave his to your dad to give to their friend whose grandson's in hospital, which I thought was so lovely.
Oh, that is nice of him.
That is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So kudos to our son for being so kind.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, so we all got a free scarf, and it's the same old. Oh, someone's taken 20 scarves off the seats.
I know. Oh, they're on eBay for £100, and yeah.
Just accept the free gift
Yeah,
and move on.
Take it home, put it in the attic like the rest of us. So Arthur pretty much picked up where he left off on Wednesday. He made a great save about 30 seconds in. It was very needed.
That was a bit like...
Yeah, and it was like, oh, God, we're in for it today.
Yeah.
I think it's a few games now where we seem to have completely switched off from kickoff. Either the start of the game or at half-time. We're just like completely switched off. And the teams seem to get a chance
so
really quickly. But well played, Arthur, there. First chance, I think, fell to Max Cleworth. Weirdly, talking about him before, he did not getting chances.
Yeah.
But I think it more sort of nodded it down. He had a shot. It was destined for the sort of top corner, but keeper saved it well. Arthur made a few good stops in the first half. I think he made one. I think he probably made one that he didn't get credit for as well. So Nibs, the Charlton player Nibs, somebody had a shot and it looked like it was going to end up trickling through to Arthur, but Hyam sort of slid in to block it. And the ball did something weird and it fell to Nibs and he sort of twisted, shot, hit the bar, it went and then went over off the bar. The ref give a goal kick. I've watched it a couple of times. I feel like Arthur gets a touch on it to tip it onto the bar. I'm not sure. It's very hard. But if it was a save, well done. But they didn't appeal for a corner either. So I'm not 100% sure. But another 0-0 at half-time.
I was happy.
I think so. I think were Charlton probably the better team?
Yeah, I think it was inevitable that they were going to be the better team, and no, not inevitable actually. That's wrong to say. But yeah, I think they were the better team in the first half. But
I think they were probably disappointed to not be ahead.
Yeah,
I think so
because they're so used to being ahead.
Well, to be fair, they're having a great season, aren't they, at the moment? So,
yeah.
I did say at halftime that the game stinks of 0-0.
Yeah, I was kind of getting that point.
Yeah, it had a bit of a stench of 0-0 to it. It sort of felt like second half was going to come. We were going to cancel each other out. Both teams didn't. I think it was more they didn't want to lose than a team wanted to go out and win it.
Yeah.
That's how it felt, because of what happened last season. We beat them 3-0 in such an important game for both teams last season. They wanted to come there and they didn't want to lose. Equally, this was a team we were playing that was in League One with us last season. So we wanted to keep that momentum going, and we certainly didn't want to be losing to a team that was with us in League One last season. So it felt more of a nervousy sort of, no one wants to lose. Can we both share the points? Yeah, that's sort of how it felt. I know Kiefer flashed a header across the face of goal from a corner quite early on, and then out of nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere, there was a cross. The guy appeared to header it away. Kabore tried to cross it in. And then the ref blew his whistle, and everyone was like, what's happening? And I leaned over and I went, I think he's give a penalty.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Nah.
No.
Don't know what I was doing. But yeah, no, I didn't see it.
I wouldn't worry too much. I was staring straight at it, and I didn't see it either.
I think it was very, from a distance, it was very subtle.
I'm not being funny. I've seen a replay. It's very subtle on the replay as well.
It's unless we've watched it back, because obviously in real time sometimes you do miss things like that. But yeah, we've watched it back, and
let me just step in there. We have watched it back, but I've edited the video.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, sorry. Right. Okay.
Always interrupt him. So yeah, we've watched it back, and then Ryan, like slow-mo'd it and stopped it and stuff like that.
Zoomed in,
and you can blatantly see it's a handball. It doesn't even touch his head.
It is so obvious, and he does the little head flick, and it makes it look like he headed it, but he didn't even touch his head.
Nah.
Yeah, it's literally come off his hand. I've seen
Fair play to the ref though for seeing that, because
I replied to Craig had asked on X. He said, was it a penalty? And I just replied saying 100%, and I showed a zoomed in sort of photo that I'd sent. Eric actually replied to that. He said, at first I was on the fence, but yeah, that's a handball all day. And it is. And I think at the Windass tucked it away for 1-0, and at the end of the game, I saw a lot of sort of like tweets or replies from Charlton fans who, in all fairness, were sort of like, think we were the better team. Think we probably should have been 1 or 2 up at half time. But what the hell was he doing? Moment of madness. So they'd all, even though it was hard to see, they'd all seen the replay and gone, fair enough.
Do you think it was a conscious thing for that player? Do you think he put his hand there on purpose?
It's such a crazy thing to do. I don't understand. He was on his own. He wasn't like he was lifting. Usually, something like that happens when you've got a couple of players. One player is trying to jump and he's using his arms to leverage, and he puts his arm too high and it hits him on the arm. There was just no one around him. It was such a crazy thing to do. And then for that to be the thing that decided the game,
he's going to be in so much trouble.
I just didn't get it. It was an absolutely mental thing to do. Like I say, Josh, 1-step penalty, and he tucked it away. Really good. And then Arthur made a wonder save right at the end.
For me, I said to you earlier today, I said this save from Arthur Okonkwo is the save of the season.
Oh, do you think it will be by the end of the season? Or?
I think it'll be
far. You're just going with so far.
No, I think it'll be in the running, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, such a good save.
It was and he hit his head, bless him, as well.
Yeah, I think when you see it in real time, you thought, oh, good save that. And then you see the replay and you go, yeah, it is a good save. And then there's an angle where the camera's sort of long ways pointing directly at the goal. And you just see his spider arm come out and he tips it over. Superb, brilliant save. Yeah, you're right. It's such a good save.
I feel like he's kind of got his mojo back a bit now.
100% man of the match.
For me, he did get man of the match.
Yeah, I know he did. I'm just saying, was it yours?
I thought he was superb. Obviously, he kept a clean sheet for us. But again, I said on the live last night, George Dobson for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And Dan Scarr as well is kind of like a. What's the word? I can't think of the word. He's like not a mystery, not a shock either. It's like
enigma.
No, because that's a mystery, isn't it?
Well, I don't know what you're trying to say. Stop asking me for words that I don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. He's basically, League One. He was all right, wasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't get much.
He didn't get many minutes.
No.
And obviously he came in because Callum Doyle got suspended because of the red card. But I'm not sure that you can replace him at the moment.
I think he's been excellent. Absolutely
He's been
excellent.
superb.
He's
Just
been
like George Dobson.
Yeah,
What's going on?
keep telling you, players have a level and where they're most comfortable. Dan Scar came from the Championship. He's played lots of games in the Championship, and he was.
So there you go.
You know, it's a thing about being comfortable at a level and against a certain level of player, and you know where you feel like you come into your own. I think he's been. I can't disagree with you. I think he's been superb. Absolutely superb.
Mental.
Yeah.
But yeah, George Dobson for me, because I think every game that George Dobson plays in, I just love him. I just think he's so, and he's starting to do, and I feel like the game that he plays, I feel like it is literally the game that he plays when they're like training.
Yeah.
It's literally. I know that's obviously the point.
No, I get what I get what you're saying. Yeah,
like I can imagine it. Imagine him on the training field, and then basically just transitioning exactly what he's learned and trained on the pitch, which I think not all players do that.
No, I think Ben Sheaf was superb as well.
Okay.
I think Ben Sheaf was. I love Ben Sheaf. I think he's brilliant. I think Dan Scar. I don't want to ever forget about Dom Hyam either, because he, like I said the other week, he's a solid 8 out of 10 every week, and that is exactly what you need. They did switch it a little bit, so they put Dan Scar had been playing on the left of the three. Mm-hmm. They switched it on Saturday to put him in the middle of the three, because I think he's a little slower than the other two, so being in the middle of the three works better. So they've switched him. They put him in the middle. They put a Dom on the left. Look, Dan Scar superb. Hyam, Cleworth, Dobson, Sheaf. I think there was some real contenders, but I think Arthur for me was man of the match on Saturday. I thought he was excellent. Ben Sheaf for me was very close behind. I thought he was superb as well. I think I went with Ben Sheaf initially, and now the dust has settled. I think I've switched to Arthur. I think, but yeah, there we go. Look, we are up to 13th in the league on 21 points. 5 points off the playoffs, 11 points off of the relegation zone. Coventry is still top on 34 points. They beat Stoke on the weekend. Charlton dropped to 9th. Birmingham are 11th. And we're also now above 3 teams who have already beaten us this season. So West Brom are 14th. QPR are 16th. And Southampton are 17th. There's a guy called Johnny J, who's a QPR fan, who is living in the back of my mind at the moment. He gave me loads of stick after the QPR game.
Did he?
Yeah, on our live, because he was a QPR fan. He said I was delusional for all the stuff I'd said. And he said they'll be up and around the playoffs. And I said basically that we'll be fighting with them this season. And he goes, you're delusional if you think that. Well, currently we're three places above them, so he is in the back of my mind for a shout out later on in the season at the moment. So we'll wait and see. He won't be watching this, but I'm coming for you. Quick fancy EFL update. So A. Wilcox is first. Ian Dougal is in second, and Ben Parker is in third at the moment. No games.
Do you know what? No games this week means that we can put our tree up.
A Christmas tree. That's what's happening, is it?
I don't care that it's November.
I know. To be fair, I think. So, what's the date on Saturday? Just out of interest.
Well, it's the 10th on Monday, so it'll be the 15th, won't it?
Okay, 15th. That's
no. Is it?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's around there.
Look, around that. That's quite late for us.
14th it'll be on Friday.
Saturday we're talking about.
15th, yes.
Well, that's quite late for us. We have put it up earlier before.
1st of November usually.
We have done, yeah. Yeah, that has definitely happened. So yeah, it's not, let us know when you put your tree up. I'd love to know when everyone puts their tree up.
My brother and my sister-in-law do not put their tree up until December, purely because our nephew's birthday is on the 21st of November.
Yeah, I get that.
I think if we had a child whose birthday was like near Christmas, I think we probably would
do the same.
But,
Maybe.
yeah, we don't. So
Look, international break. It's a huge week ahead for Wales. Wales are away at Liechtenstein on the 15th of November and at home to North Macedonia on the 18th of November. If we win both of them, we qualify for the playoffs. We don't qualify directly for the World Cup. We qualify for the playoffs. So we have a semi-final home and away, I think. I was just home. And then a final to qualify for the World Cup. So a massive week ahead for Wales. So we will be keeping an eye on that. Obviously, we've got 4 players that have been called up for international duty. Kiefer Moore, Nathan Broadhead for Wales. Libby Kakache for New Zealand. And Issa Kabore for...
What was it?
Burkina Faso. Oh my God, I couldn't remember who he played for then. But your garbled, that got me over the line. Got me over the line. Look, if you do want to support the show, you can do. And if you want to do that, you visit buymeacoffee.com/me the wife. Special thank you this week to Anand. Anand. I wonder where Anand's from. Anand is a Sanskrit name. And I think it's most popular in like India and South Asia. Anand means happiness and joy in Sanskrit.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's a lovely name to have.
Yeah, there you go.
Mine just means Jane in English.
Not impressed with my knowledge of that, no?
Yeah, but I just like his name.
Yeah, okay, thanks. He said, I was in England
We don't know if it's a he, though.
It is a man's name.
Is it?
Yeah, it's also a surname, though, as well, Anand can be. I do have lots of knowledge there,
You have very, very weird
I do, yeah. Anyway,
knowledge.
I was in England a couple of weeks ago, did not get in on the ticket lottery, got it, and so just watched the Birmingham game in a pub by Paddington. Oh.
How far away from Paddington were we when we went to London?
We weren't that close.
No?
No.
London's a big place, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just assume everything's
Look, another way you can support us is to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That massively helps us out. If you listen to us as a podcast, then whatever platform you listen to us on, so mainly Apple podcasts, if you could give us a little 5-star review, that would help us out massively. In the early days, a few people didn't really like us. No, sorry, I'll rephrase that. Didn't really like me. So we had a couple of 1 stars, but then that's dragging all the reviews. Everything after that's been really positive.
I didn't actually
didn't
know
you? So they can't stand this guy, one of them said. Yeah, I know, but
he's all right.
Everything after that has been really positive. I think it was just the early days where
I think you are quite
Marmite,
an acquired taste.
What's the quote is? I'd rather be hated for being who I am than be loved for being somebody that I'm not.
You are very authentic, to be fair. You are very. I don't know who said that, but you're going to tell me, aren't you?
Yeah, this is an insight into the mind of Ryan, really, and I know some very that is a quote from a French author called André Gide. Now, right, how would I know that? Right, how would I know that quote? Right, I question myself how I know that stuff like this. So, a pure insight into how mental my mind is. So we were on holiday once. Not just, and this is stuff I remember from 18 months ago, right? This isn't recent. So we were on holiday in Ibiza. We were at the Arenal. We were sitting on them. We rented that posh sunbeds, the one that were like a 4-poster bed around the side of the pool. Because that's how we roll on holiday. And I was overhearing somebody talk about an American car. And I recognised the American guy. This is an example of falling down a rabbit hole, and I like to learn stuff, so I fall down lots of.
He's
rabbit
very
holes.
Clever, people. Honestly,
I wouldn't go that far. I have. I read lots of stuff. What I can't control is what my mind remembers. That some may argue my mind remembers all the non-important stuff. But anyway, so 18 months ago on holiday, it's not Wrexham related or nothing like that, so I'll keep it brief.
It's already gone
Overheard
away
somebody
over brief.
talking about this American car, recognised it, thought, wonder what that is. So I Googled it, and it was the same car that James Dean was driving when he died. Okay, so then I fell down the rabbit hole of reading about James Dean, and then I found out that James Dean had been in a play called The Immortalist on Broadway. Okay, in like in the 50s, and before he'd been a Hollywood star, and The Immortalist was written by a French author called André Gide. Now, André Gide was born in the 1800s, died in the 1950s. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1947. Right? How do I know this? I don't know. So the play that James Dean was in was adapted from André Gide's novel that he had previously written, and that was his quote. I would rather be hated for being who I am. Now, I'm not sure I should really be quoting him, because he was quite a horrible individual, actually, which I'm not going to go into, but that is where the quote comes from. And through history, the quote's been used by lots of different people. So, like, Jim Morrison used it. I think Kurt Cobain had used it as well. So let's go with I've got it from them, as opposed to where the original source is, who was just a disgusting human. So, right, yeah, there we go. That's an insight. Why do 18 months on, why do I still remember the year that André Gide won a Nobel Prize for Literature? Why? Why do I still remember that? And why do I need to know that?
The one thing I'm thankful for you being so clever is that Alfie has sort of taken after you.
Yeah, well, that's
not me.
That's just an insight into what my brain chooses. But there's stuff that I really should remember that my brain goes, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. We're not going to remember that. What we're going to know, we're going to remember something about a Renaissance artist who died in the, whatever. I just have no control over what my brain remembers, and it's just the way it is. It's almost like a photographic memory when it feels like it.
Yeah. So to bring us back to the point that this whole thing started,
where did it start?
If you'd like to give us a 5-star review on
Please,
Apple,
yes.
or if there's
Spotify,
whatever,
anything,
then please do so. But if you do listen to us if you do listen to us as a podcast, then please head over to our YouTube channel and just give us a little subscribe, because it, like Ryan said, it does help us. But you can also, if you do listen to us as a podcast, there's a little bit at the bottom where it says click contact the show. So you can do that, and you can also contact us on Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and you can email us at methewifeandwrexhamafc@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can do that. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group.
Dragon Chat.
They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on a Monday at 8 p.m, and that is for women. The other is on Thursday at 7 p.m, and that is for men. God, how long have we been going? Quite a long time this week. Sorry. So if you want to find out how to get on them calls, you go to the Wrexham AFC website, go to community and scroll to health, and you'll find Dragon Chat in there. All the details of how to get on the calls are also in the description of this and every weekly video we have ever done on YouTube.
And remember, you don't need, for the when they meet up, you do not need to be going to the football match. I sounded dead old.
Yeah.
You don't need to be going to the football match. You don't need to be going to the game to go and have
I
a
hadn't
chat.
even read that out yet, but yeah, they meet up in the Dragon Chat room at the Miners Project at 1 p.m. before every Saturday home game, and 6:15 for every midweek game. And as Siân rightly says, you do not need to be going to the game to attend.
I honestly thought you'd read that out. I think I switched
Just
off.
shows she does not listen to a word I said. Right, quiz.
Oh, great. Memory.
Weird that.
That
innit?
is weird.
That is weird. I'd forgot that was the quiz. It's a memory quiz, okay? I am going to take this off in a second, but it's a simple quiz this week. 11 points are on offer.
Simple, you say?
I say simple, yes.
Yeah.
So there are 11 points on offer. 15 games into the season, but can you name the starting 11 at our first game of the season away at Southampton? You were there, so was I. 11 answers only. So you can't just reel off the entire squad like scattergun. You can only answer 11 players. Go through the squad if you want. I can name a position. You can tell me who played there. If that's Okonkwo, okay.
Max Cleworth.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you if you're right until the end.
Can you not just tell me if I'm right as we go along?
Okay, you got the keeper wrong, so you can't do another keeper. So you've done Max Cleworth correct.
It was Danny Ward, was it?
It was Danny Ward, yes.
Lewis Brunt.
Correct.
Dan Scar?
Dan Scar, wrong. It was Connor Cody. Okay, right back.
Longman.
Wrong.
McClean.
Wrong. Barnett. Left back is...
Longman.
Kikachi, yeah. Okay. Midfield 3.
George Dobson.
Correct.
Not Rathbone. Because he hasn't played yet, has he? Sheaf?
No.
O'Brien?
Yes. The other one was Matty James, who was captain. And then... Front 2?
Moore?
Correct. There's lots of periods of silence. Broadhead.
Windass.
Wrong. It was Windass. So, lineup was Danny Ward, Lewis Brunt.
Is he the new player? Is he Brunt?
Connor Cody, Max Cleworth, Kikachi on the left, Barnett on the right, O'Brien, Matty James, George Dobson, Windass, Moore. Do you want to know how many you got?
Very little.
5.
Oh, it's not too bad.
You didn't even... 5 out of 11. That's horrendous. That's really bad. It was only 14 games ago.
How many weeks ago, though?
I would guess less than 14.
I've had a lot on my mind.
Look, thank you very much for joining us.
I tend not to remember games that we lose, to be fair.
I would, yeah, I know. Rock, thank you very much for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this week, even though we have rabbited on for quite a long time.
We?
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, look, no game next week, but there will still be a show next Monday. So please join us, 6 p.m. next week. See you then. Bye.
Bye.